Betrayal Trauma Recovery is the #1 podcast for women victims of emotional abuse. Betrayal Trauma Recovery is the #1 podcast for women victims of emotional abuse. Experts and victims alike talk about a range of topics and are reshaping relationships worldwide and empowering women to seek stability after betrayal in their most important relationships. When I finally found BTR.org, my husband and I had already spent about 10 years and over $10,000 in and out of couple counseling, said one Betrayal Trauma Recovery (BTR) client whose husband had been unfaithful and emotionally abusive. One therapist told me that if I would become a safe person, my husband would quit lying to me. But my husband lied to me again, and again, and again. It was never about me. BTR.org was started by women who experienced the pain and chaos of emotional abuse, but could not find the appropriate services. Betrayal Trauma Recovery provides online, face-to-face coaching and releases a podcast every Tuesday where experts and victims alike talk about a range of topics from boundaries and self-care to abuse literacy and personal experiences. Since its start, the podcast has exploded. The following are statistics: 86,086 podcast downloads in 90 days. Podcast is in top 10% of all podcasts. An average 5-star review with over 350 ratings on iTunes. Betrayal Trauma Recovery has reached over 1.8 million women on all combined platforms, and currently serves 717 clients across the globe. Their clients are supported by betrayal trauma professionals and other women in the BTR community who understand immediately. Victims don't feel alone anymore, and gain the courage to establish safety and peace in their lives. Everything turned, almost on a dime, the day I found BTR.org. I immediately scheduled a session and for the first time ever, found someone who got it immediately. I didn't have to convince her, or educate her, or prove a thing. She knew exactly what I was going through because she had been there too. 2 months. After years and years and thousands of dollars spent on traditional therapy, it took just 2 months to get the help we really needed. BTR's podcast has been downloaded in 54 countries across the world, reshaping the relationships worldwide and empowering women to seek stability. The podcast has featured activist and author Dr. Gail Dines, Dr. Barbara Steffens, and other influential scholars, speakers, and writers. Finally, I have a framework for what I have gone through and experienced. This podcast and website has helped in my healing astronomically. Highly recommended, said one Apple Podcast reviewer. Betrayal Trauma Recovery is a 501(c)(3) non-profit organization dedicated to providing immediate emotional relief from the chaos and pain caused by a husband's emotional abuse, lying, manipulation, porn use, cheating, infidelity, etc.